Telling my story means to me being able to be completely transparent, being able to accept accountability for choices I've made, and being able to accept things that were outside of my control that I was forced to make. Well, typically, I don't just come right out and talk about it. I usually wait until like the opportunity presents itself, which I also did while I was incarcerated. Just was a moment in my life that I can say was the worst moment of my life. However, ultimately evolved me into the woman that I've become. It stopped me dead in my tracks, dead in my ways, and turned me completely around. I'm a better mother, daughter, partner, co-parent, friend, sister, stranger. I was in a dark place, and when I saw the word truth and story and healing, those words stood out for me because I knew the journey that I was on, and I knew I wanted something different. The shift changed for me while I was in prison. It wasn't after. It was just gaining acceptance that I had no control over my life, and I needed to accept things for the way that they were, but heal from them at the same time. So I want to say it was probably year 3 of my 4 years in incarceration. So I was going to put a year on it. 2014 is when my life really changed. I knew I wanted to be different, and I wasn't going to let prison define me, and I knew that once I was released, that I was going to be different, and I was never going to come back. And I wanted to be impactful while I was there and after. When I was in the first class, just being able to share my reason for being in prison and the community, the way that they held space for me, I felt no judgment. I got to share my side completely and wholly, and nobody questioned me. I wasn't being interrogated, or I didn't feel that anybody thought that I was lying. It was just so welcoming, and then that was so freeing. It was such a weight lifted off my shoulders just to be able to express that. I had people cry with me. I had people ask me questions. I got to share as much as I wanted or as little as I wanted, and it was literally like broke the chains off of everything, my heart, my soul, my mind. And it was easier for me to talk about my story after because of the community, and then just women in general holding that space for me. I felt like after I left there, even if the next person I was sharing that information with didn't believe my truth, I knew my truth. But if I could shed some light or help someone in any way, that's what sharing my story did for me. I think that is the absolute best thing that you can do for yourself. It heals you in a way that nothing else can. The more you tell it, the more it frees you. It's the little pieces of the puzzle. Every time you get to share your truth, and you only get better, and it gets easier, and you want to help somebody else. I'm honored to share my story. Being in contact with Truth Be Told beyond bars, I felt the same unity, safeness, space as when I was inside of prison. And this is going to sound kind of an oxymoron, but when I accepted my truth, my story, like that 3rd year in, I never felt more free, even though I was incarcerated. So after that, and then you have all the distractions of the world, when I connected back with Truth Be Told beyond bars, it was in a sense that I was back in that same place with the same community, but this time I was free on the outside. But lo and behold, I had been free mentally since the day I just gave it away. So being able to do that after prison felt like I was still with my women there, even though it's a different set of women, but we're still all part of Truth Be Told. And it's like seeing 2 different sides. Being in there, being free, being out here and feeling like you're with your community. So So that's what, truth be told, Beyond Bars has done for me. I feel like I'm still with them. I'm holding space for them. I'm here when they're ready. The best message for me, if it was a volunteer facilitator, would be you learn the importance of time when you're incarcerated. And for someone who is not incarcerated, to set aside whatever may have been going on in their life at that moment, to come and share with a community of women, to hear their truth, there's no greater gift than that. Holding that space, listening, allowing us to be vulnerable, and sharing your precious time that you could be with your family, your friends, a social gathering, but you came to be with us. There's no greater gift than that. Some people don't even get visits. Free yourself from within until you get out.